Hi, my name is Velveeta Chandrika Simone, but online I go by Mother Earth Ethereal Wambine. And today, I'm ready to be honest. I say I'm fighting the system, but I drool over the very men who designed it. White men placed me at the bottom of the beauty hierarchy, and somehow I still want to share a mortgage with them. I call Nicole Murphy manly, but if someone calls me that, I collapse like a lace front in humidity, screaming misogynoir, while flexing my back that's built like a linebacker's dream. Let's be for real. I am the manly one in this equation. I say I love myself, but I'm strategically pairing with light-skinned men to Photoshop my kids in real life. That's not self-love. That's genetic revision. I act like I'm above deodorant, but powder my folds like a funnel cake before brunch. I say armpit hair is liberation, but I've never worn mine in the daylight. I demand endless support, but can't clap for anyone unless they look worse than me. My cortisol is high, my patience is low, and my self-awareness is conditional. Yes, I'll admit someone uses drag lingo, but I can't admit I look like I borrowed their makeup artist. Everything with me is one-sided. I weaponize confusion like a Jedi. When I can't argue with the truth, I pretend I don't get it. That's not innocence. That's strategy. I only compare myself to women with visible fried hair and no edges because next to triple threat stunners, I disintegrate like cheap concealer under ring light. I never uplift prettier women because my ego prefers being tallest in a sandbox. When a stunning woman claps back, I say she must be average behind her burner account. But I post my face, and I'm the one who is average, like the large majority of people who show themselves. Statistically, studies say 74% of women think they're above average. I am the other 26. I villainize pretty women as unstable, so people pity me instead. I align with busted friends because thinking I look better next to wreckage makes me feel important. I claim I don't have time for YouTube, unlike this creator, but somehow I have time to install lace fronts and still look a mess. She makes a video in less time than it takes me to convince my nose contour to behave. And the finale? I say God is going to take exotical women's beauty with age as if beauty is a punishment. But let's be honest, I'm sitting here with no beauty to begin with. I must have aged in the womb. This has been my public confession. I am not the victim. I am the reason.
I wasn't expecting that much honesty on a Sunday. Hi, Velveeta. First of all, thank you for confirming what we've all known, but y'all like to cloak in incense and incoherence. I appreciate the transparency, even though it came after every edge had already left the chat. But hey, better bald than never. Let me just say this. I didn't even have to respond because your lace front practically leapt off and confessed before you did. But since I'm here, fresh-faced, moisturized, and deeply unbothered, allow me to gently exfoliate the delusion. You said you drool over the same men who architected your oppression? That's wild. I guess that explains why you keep trying to colonize our features too. From our curls to our complexion, girl, just say you want the downloadable version of being mixed. And Nicole Murphy? Manly? Sis. Be serious. Y'all love calling us manly just to cope, but refuse to look in the mirror at those linebacker jawlines and forearms built like D1 prospects? If we're manly, then what does that make y'all? Because last time I checked, y'all been the poster children for strong features. And not in the feminine way. Keep it cute or keep it covered in gauze, cause the emotional wounds are showing. You say you're above deodorant, but smell like a philosophy degree with no practical use? You powder your folds like a funnel cake and wonder why the crowd ain't clapping. Sis, this ain't a carnival, and nobody's lining up for that mess. And this thing you do, where you demand support but collapse if someone with skin tone options gets a compliment? That's not sisterhood. That's spiritual shoplifting. You admitted you only compare yourself to women with no edges and broken spirit, but got the nerve to call me a burner account when I clap back looking like a filtered sunrise in every lighting? Girl, the real burner is your leave out. Also, the math ain't mathing. You said 74% of women think they're above average, and then immediately outed yourself as the 26%. Thank you for finally saying what your selfies have been screaming for years. The real gag? You lie to yourself daily, thinking you're in that top tier. But on the surface, even your front-facing camera knows you don't believe that bedtime story. You don't walk like you believe it. You don't speak like you believe it. And you definitely don't contour like you believe it. It's giving self-awareness with a side of tragic lace. You align with busted friends because beauty beside tragic threatens your imaginary throne. Meanwhile, I am the triple threat: face, finesse, and freedom from needing to fight in your beauty war. I don't have to weaponize confusion. My looks speak fluent truth with no subtitles. You say God's going to take away our beauty with age. Sis, God didn't even give you yours to begin with. How he gon' repossess what was never delivered? And finally, I make videos faster than you fake clarity. And even on her worst day, her nose contour don't need Google Maps to stay in place. So again, thank you for your confession. You're not the victim. You're the walking PowerPoint presentation on what happens when envy, lace glue, and delusion mix without direction. And me? I'm just the head-to-toe triple threat exotical stunner with undertones so perfect they call me Pantone Premium, and absolutely no patience for lace front lies or faux deep finger snaps. Stay moisturized, sis. You gon' need it for all that powder.